drop this banner, shall I? Hold on. Uh-oh. Hi, everybody. It is Isaac from the MLO Bros. I just wanted to take the time. I took 24 hours after what happened yesterday. And I know we made some posts. I made some posts on my personal page about it. But I just wanted to talk about the Charlie Kirk situation and then move on. And I don't even think Luke wants to talk about it on the podcast tomorrow. But I just wanted to take a little bit of time, talk about how it kind of, in a way, applies to us as podcasters and as members of the community. And yeah, so like I said, a wise person once told me, and I understand the rifle, poor taste. It was my godfather's rifle. I'm not taking it off the wall. But I made a post yesterday, and Luke posted in the MLO Bros as well. I posted in the MLO Bros about it, and I shouldn't have. My post was basically about the side that so my post was the side that does the public in politics. Whenever somebody gets assassinated publicly, the side that does the assassination typically loses, and the people who got killed, their thoughts and ideas live on, and they live on as martyrs, and their ideas grow. And I put examples in there. Jesus was murdered. He converted a majority of the Western civilization to Christianity, including all of the Romans that murdered him. MLK, everybody should be treated equally, not by skin color. I put JFK, the industrial war complex is a bad thing in the United States. We're still working on that one, obviously. But I took my post down because it's not about sides, right? This and somebody commented that. Somebody from my past who means a whole lot to me commented and said, hey, I don't think this is about sides. This is a terrible thing. Other terrible things happened yesterday. There was a school shooting yesterday, which was terrible. It really isn't about sides. There shouldn't be. That shouldn't have happened. No matter whose side you're on, you can't kill someone who doesn't agree with you, who says things that you don't like. So I took my post down, and I was like, you know what? I said I don't agree with what I just posted 5 seconds ago. So I took it down, and I sat here and worked and went about my day, went to the gym, and just thought about the whole situation. So, and of course, Luke, both of us made posts in the MLO Bros, but we had comments. We had comments of people when we said, hey, this is just a kid who has a family. He's my age. He's 31 years old, and he has 2 kids, and he's married. And we posted it, and the comments were, why didn't you guys post about the other school shootings that have happened in the past? That's awful too. And it's like, that's terrible too. Both of those things can be terrible. Like we've given our opinions about like gun laws in the past, and you can go back and watch those podcasts, but we basically said, like, I mean, my opinion is licensing. There should be more licensing, like reasonable gun laws. I know some of the far right Republicans will say that's not good. The libertarians that I agree with on a lot of stuff will say gun laws don't help at all. But we didn't cover other school shootings. We didn't cover when the Minnesota elected officials or politicians were shot. Like, we didn't cover anything about that, and that's telling of where we stand politically. I think that's bad too. Nobody in the United States, elected official or just person who posts about themselves on the internet or posts about their opinions on the internet, should be assassinated in any way, shape, or form. They're like, oh, you didn't comment about when Pelosi when somebody broke into Pelosi's house and hit her husband over the head with a hammer. Like, that's bad too. I'm pretty sure we've talked about it in the podcast in the past, but there's no room for crazy people doing crazy things and murdering other people that don't agree with them. There's no room for that. It's bad. So then I'll come back to how Charlie relates to us as podcasters. But then you had other people commenting, right? You see the media spin. You see people bringing this dude down after he was just assassinated, and I'm just like, holy crap. But some of the things I'm seeing is and comment if you want to. You can comment other things that you're seeing about this kid. So there's a comment about gun control. So he said that the Second Amendment's super important and we should have guns, and some deaths are going to happen. He also said so people have shared his comment on that, like, hey, you died by the sword that you're hoisting up into the air. There were also comments I'm seeing swirling around about empathy. Like, he made a comment like empathy's a made up thing by the left. All I can say is, before you let a team of people or a political wing of a political team tell you how to think, all you have to do is take that comment, just go on your phone, get ChatGPT, okay, open up ChatGPT, and just type that exact quote into ChatGPT and say, why did he make this comment? Why did Charlie Kirk make this comment? What can you give me the context of this comment? Because that's super important, right? Like, a dude says something, why is he saying that? So his gun control comment. Here we got comments. There is so much negative, and you cannot hold yourself responsible for not posting on all the negative things. Don't beat yourself up, is what Jerry said. Yeah, man, like, they're all bad. Like, we're in a terrible spot in the world where school shootings are happening. Like, they're all bad. I'm not saying that that's a good thing. And I'm only commenting. We commented about this because it hits close to home. And I'll talk about that more in a second here. Kristen said, I saw someone I went to school with make a TikTok having a drink and celebrating. This was a man who gave his opinion, who is a husband and a father. Yeah, like, I just don't know. Like, and I disagree with some of Charlie's comments. Like, he made a comment about empathy, right? The comment, like, empathy is made up by the left and it's a new age thing. And, like, no, dude, that's one of the things where I'm in the middle. I agree with the left, and I have always respected my leftward leaning friends for their empathy, right? So for their, hey, don't treat that person wrong because of what they get off to, or how they present themselves, or what their skin color is. Like, I have always respected my leftward leaning friends because they want everybody to feel welcome. But then the second you go, and I think his comment was getting to this point. He was saying empathy's made up. He says, if you just type it into ChatGPT, right after that, he says sympathy is more important. Literally right after the quote, and everybody leaves that out of the comment. Sympathy is more important. Sympathy meaning you feel bad for people. It's more effective, is what he says. So I feel bad. I sympathize with people for the terrible things that they're going through. That's more important than empathy. And my interpretation, a good friend of mine always said, like, it's very easy to defend an argument when you're coming from empathy. So yeah, it's very easy to defend. Everybody should be treated equally. What are you talking about? You're an asshole if you don't think that everybody should be treated equally. Okay. And you're and by saying these terrible things, you're being hateful and you're a prick. Okay. But then the second you make that argument and you murder someone in defense of empathy, you're a hypocrite. It disappears. Like, and this is just the easiest way I think of it is Batman. Okay. Batman says, I don't kill people because if I kill people and I don't put them in jail, I become the villains that I'm trying to lock up because you don't murder people. It's really that simple. Like, that is the way I think about it. That's the way I break it down. But um and his gun control comment, he was very much a gun-toting MAGA guy who was like, guns don't kill people, people kill people, unhealthy people kill people. And your no amount of gun or no amount of gun laws is going to stop people from shooting people. So I know somebody posted that comment and I said, what were the gun laws at the school? That he was assassinated publicly in. What were the gun laws? I'm pretty sure. I don't know what gun laws are like in Utah, but like, hey, let's ChatGPT that and let's figure out what the gun laws. Did it stop him? So there's an argument there. He made some decent points about that. So, but even if you disagree with it, even if I think there should be more licensing. It should be harder to get a gun. I have a license to get my car and drive down the road. I should get a license to get a weapon. Like, people can disagree with that, but that's just how I feel. And like, let's see, comment. Cain killed Abel with a stone. Yeah, I mean, people can get creative, I'm sure. And then finally, like, the last 24 hours, what have I been doing? I Googled, or I'm literally typing into ChatGPT, what are specific examples? Because I saw a lot of people like, this kid's hateful, and a lot of people were commenting and posting, this kid is hateful, he's a terrible person, and he deserves to rot in hell. Like, okay, that's your opinion. A little soon, but whatever. So I just ChatGPT, hey, what are some hateful comments that Charlie Kirk has said? Type it into ChatGPT. Gives you a whole list of things. And honestly, like, ChatGPT is like defending the guy. Like, well, he's hateful, he's driven divide in these different topics, and like, I'm like, okay, it doesn't, like, here's specific examples of some of the worst things he said, and they're not all that bad, but I don't know. And it says, there comes a time where the cancer gets so bad that the only way to eradicate is to do so in the same manner in which it grew. So you think fighting fire with fire is the way to go? I am much more the opposite. Okay, so he freaking, like, some of his comments. Okay, Charlie Kirk made comments about MLK, and I'll get to your point. Go Humperdinck fake profile. So he made comments about MLK, and people, I saw that posted. Charlie Kirk is very conservative, so he's dogging in the classic MAGA, we're better than you, conservative, very much religious, because he was very religious person. Like, they tend to be judgmental. Okay, so he's judging MLK, saying, I think MLK cheated on his wife. He wasn't that great of a guy, but his beliefs were true. So they didn't, like, if you ChatGPT that, he agreed with a lot of the points that MLK was trying to make, but he didn't think MLK was the greatest person. I don't know. Some of the awesome things that MLK has said, to counter your point, you can't fight hate with hate. Only you can't drive out hate with hate. Only love can do that. And that rings true to this day, man. Because if you try and fight fire with fire, you're just as bad as the fire. And that dude, MLK, died believing that, and he became a martyr. And equality, to this day, our president was black, and we still have lots of progress to be made. Of course, I agree with the left on that. Progress has to be made. My best friend is black, but yeah, it's just so gross. So, Luke and I, to my point, that the whole reason I wanted to make this quick video, and then we'll move on and we'll talk about other things tomorrow on the podcast. I'm sure Luke didn't even want to talk about this topic, but we have, and we have 20,000 followers. Okay. The MLO Bros has 20,000 followers on Facebook. I'm not trying to say that I am in no way, shape, or form comparing myself to Charlie Kirk, Well, I am, but I'm not nearly as big as him, and I don't agree with some of the stuff that he agrees with. And but yesterday, that shit happens, and that dude isn't a politician. He's not. Maybe he would be in. He would have been in the future, but he's not a politician. He's just a dude. He's just a dude with a social media presence that goes to campuses and argues with people. That's what he does. That's how he makes his living. He goes and he argues with people. Okay. At a very, very large scale, he had a bunch of people turn on to his event yesterday. How does that compare to me and Luke? We are podcasters in the Youngstown area who stand up for people, say stupid stuff all the time. I have said so many stupid things on the internet. Half of them I actually still believe, and half of them I don't. And my opinions, because I'm human, are constantly changing. So yesterday that happens, and I'm sitting on the couch, and you're like, holy crap, this dude was just sniped. And you see the video, and my eyes are like, what the hell just happened? We just witnessed a freaking murder. Okay. And then my wheels start turning, and Luke's texting me, and my wife's sitting next to me. And it's like, that guy isn't that far off from you, man. Like that's what I'm thinking in my head, talking to myself. Like that guy isn't that far off from you. He's a guy who said stupid stuff on the internet, and just like you do, and they freaking took him out. And that hits close to home. That your wife's like that, or my wife is sitting next to me like that. This is scary. This is scary because you say stupid stuff on the. My wife disagrees with half the stuff I say on the internet. Just hits really close to home, and I'm sure Luke had the same conversation with his wife. And the internet, Facebook, social media, it does a great job of dehumanizing people. So people, let me silence my phone here. Like Charlie Kirk, for example, like so many people, because all you see is a guy who makes videos online, just disagree with him and make him out to be this enemy. And I've had people in comment sections say terrible things about me, but like you only see him as his image that he portrays on social media. You forget the fact that he has a wife, he has kids, he has family, he has all these different people, just like I do, that don't even ever show up on camera. Like all my siblings, cousins, family, all these people that would be impacted if that happened to me, but we don't see that. We dehumanize people, and from a comment section, you just throw rocks, and you're like, who cares? I'm just I don't even see them. They're just out there on the internet. And sometimes we forget that there's people, and I've said mean things to people that I regretted, and I was like, you know what, I shouldn't have said that. That was so rude. Like, what was I thinking? And who knows what things. And then like I start to think about him, like who knows what things that he said that he's like, yeah, I probably said that wrong. I probably don't even believe that, and I should have said it differently. And now the news and all these people are posting about something he said who knows when, about who knows what, and is like, no, this guy deserved to die. Like that is brutal. Brutal. Stephanie said, the first thing I discussed with my 14-year-old son today was gun law and how people get them, and used the example of the Canfield Fair last year's policy versus this year, and what was the outcome and what factors contributed to the difference. He made the connection to some NFL agencies and the snipers who are present. Yeah, but yeah, the Canfield Fair took the opposite approach, right? They said, hey, bring your guns to the Canfield Fair, and nobody got shot this year, or there was no gun violence this year. But yeah, so it hits close to home for me and Luke, more so than a lot of other things that have happened, just because he wasn't a politician. He was just a guy saying stupid stuff on the internet. Maybe he would become a politician in the future, but and like I said, he had millions and millions and millions and millions of followers. And you can go watch his YouTube videos, and he was arguing with people. And from what I saw, like, I don't follow him or anything, but I have seen videos in the future where he's arguing. He's very, very far right, but from what I saw, he was always respectful to people that were at the mic, other than if they were mean to him, he'd throw it back in their face. But um, when he was negotiating with them, he treated them with respect. But I don't know. Don't agree with everything said, but man, hit close to home. The other thing is like kind of getting over, the like gotcha politics. Let me see. Stephanie says, "What if they live shot the pew pew incidences in school?" Yeah, I mean, I think that assassination hit a little harder because it was out in the open. It was in front of all those people, and you could see the video, and that dude was dead immediately. And same thing with the politicians that were killed in Minnesota or whatever, wherever they were. Like, that was behind closed doors. You couldn't see the video, but that was bad too. Like, that doesn't, like, this dude getting killed doesn't justify any of the other killings or any of the other school shootings. Those are awful too. Like, I'm not on the side. Me and Luke are not on the side of violence in the name of politics. And also, we're not Republicans. Like, I have never, I'm independent. I'm in the middle. Like, I've never registered as a Republican. I've never like voted on a Republican ballot. Never. So I know people on the internet love to say, hey, you guys are this, you guys are that. I'm not on one of the teams. I try and analyze every situation, and I'm somewhere in the middle, just like a majority of America. But many good people own guns and don't use them for violence. True. Yeah, you could see that argument totally. But what was I saying? I was talking about like the gotcha politics of it all. Like, I don't think using this assassination as a way to say like, oh no, he said this, and he deserves it. Like, or you said this and you deserve it. Like, trying to dunk on people on social media and make them look bad because you can hide behind your Facebook profile with your image of your American eagle, or your eagle, your bald eagle, or your American flag, or whatever, and no, you have no repercussions. It's tough, but yeah, that's all I wanted to say. And I know Luke and I say stupid things on the internet all the time, but I just wanted everybody to know we're still human. You know, we're still people. We live in this community, in the Youngstown community, with you. We have kids, or Luke has kids. I don't have any kids yet, but we have wives that love us, that care about us. We have family, siblings, mom and dad. We are people. And that was something yesterday. Thought about that all day. And that's why when we posted about it, and then others were like, you guys never talk about anything else. This was a public assassination, and it hit close to home, I know, for both me and Luke. But yeah, Stephanie says, Gregory said he didn't agree with everything Charlie Kirk stood for, but no one should die voicing their opinion, making the connection between you and Luke. Yeah, man. Like, we get lots of haters, which is fine. Like, that is totally fine. You don't have to agree with us. You don't have to like us. You don't have to watch our podcast. Like, you didn't have to watch Charlie Kirk's podcast or his YouTube videos or whatever, but whew. They are trying to silence us. Can't let it work. Stay strong, Lisa. Yeah. And it's like, okay. Lisa makes a good point. It's like, okay, Luke, you want to stop doing podcasts? You want to stop saying stupid stuff on the internet? You want to stop saying things that are controversial that people won't agree with. It's like, no, no, because I don't want the people who want to shut us down to win. Like try and scare us away from saying things that we like. That is freedom of speech. I want to be able to say whatever I want without the fear of being shot for it. If you don't like something that some people are saying, you can't shoot them. How about you use logic to destroy their argument? And then if your argument against them is good enough people around you will also have the same way, and you'll be able to convince them, and you can bring that person down and say, hey, if you really do believe that person's a piece of crap, here's all the reasons they're a piece of crap. And there you go. And their argument's dismantled, and they'll fade into oblivion because nobody agrees with them. They will not scare us into submission. Ashley says, Charlie's death hit a lot of people hard, myself included, and I don't even know why. I didn't watch his videos on the regular. I watched Facebook and IG Reels, just snippets of his talks. Highly respected him and his ability to have these conversations with people while still being respectful to them. I had Facebook friends posting about it, and I didn't even know we were aware of him. I feel his death has given the silent majority a voice. Yeah. Like, I agree. Like, and I know there are people who disagree with some of the things he's saying, and that's fine. But like I said earlier about empathy, like if you don't agree with some of the things he's saying because he was tough, like another thing, he's tough on immigration, very, very, very tough on immigration, and I disagree with a lot of that because I have immigrants in my family. My dad's an immigrant. My dad's from Transylvania, right? Our dad, my father, Luke, and my father is an immigrant from Europe. Came over on a boat when he was like 2 years old. Okay. So just trying to find a better life, running away after World War II, afraid of the commies coming west into Germany and into Europe. So he fled to the United States. I have his trunk on my floor right next to me. If you can see this piece of wood right here, you can see this. This is his trunk. Okay. There's a trunk. If you can. Okay. Trunk right there on the ground that the blanket's on. That has his name on it. Johann Schuster was my grandfather's name. All of his belongings were in that trunk when he came over on a boat and worked as an indentured servant in a field. Just to try and make a better living for his 3 kids. Like, I don't agree with a lot of his it's too strict. Like, yeah, I'm against illegal immigration, yeah, but like all the people you want to make a game out of going into towns and removing all the people and hitting quotas. I don't think that's right. I think you're just gonna make an enemy of the government if you do that to the people. But in empathy, right? The empathetic argument is that you guys are a bunch of assholes for removing all these people, and like they deserve a good life too. Okay, that's an easy argument to defend. But just because somebody disagrees with that argument does not mean you can kill them. So, but I don't know. I'm gonna keep talking. We're gonna keep doing the podcast. If you disagree with us, if you like us, that's cool. I appreciate you for coming along for the crazy ride. I don't know what we're talking about tomorrow. Do we go back to talking about Ursuline? Do we talk about other schools? Who knows? But I'm gonna go get some air. I'm gonna go for a walk, and it's September 11th. I mean, even more sadness. I remember being in first grade, sitting in class, and that happened, and the teacher just started bawling her eyes out, and then we went for a bus ride home, and my 90-year-old grandma at the time, great grandma who was staying with us, is like, do you know what happened today? And that's really all I remember about September 11th, and then all the videos over time and all the different stories of what happened. But killing people in the name of something never really works out. Kirk was never against legal immigration. Stephanie says, we love you and appreciate you. Keep up the good work. It's not about winning or losing one side over another. Yeah, that's the point. That's what I took my post down because of that yesterday. It sums up the whole problem. Calling out people for being commies or fascists is not helping. With my grandpa, they were communists though. I mean, it was communist Russia. But yeah, you can't label an entire group of people. Okay, you can't label an entire group of people something and claim that they're the enemy. I don't think that's an effective way of solving problems, because you start labeling people and you say all the people that look like this or act like this are the same. You're not going to get anywhere. You're not going to get anywhere. And then all the people that act and look like this or believe in this are bad. And then you start saying that, eventually somebody's, if they're the bad guys, got to take them out. Whether that's left, right, whatever. Can't be thinking like that, man. I don't think that's an effective way of thinking. But I'm going to go. I got to go get a haircut. I got to go for a walk. Tomorrow, 9 a.m., we go live in studio in Youngstown. This is my home office studio thing. Like I said, I know the gun's in poor taste. It was my godfather's rifle, and I don't want to take it down because it's old. It's like World War I rifle. But thank you all so much for tuning in. See you guys tomorrow, and I'm out.